How possible do you think it is that Twitter will become obsolete in the next few years? Threads being more popular than Twitter is absolute cope. Instagram sure, but not Threads. The other day I clicked the X trying to leave and took a real deep sigh. Worst rebranding in history. Where did you read that Threads is more popular than X? I think Elon bought it to prove a point. I don't know what the point was, but I think he proved it. You underestimate how much porn there is on X Twitter. Over-under is 5 years. Within the niche I use it in, Twitter is as good as it ever was. But I have had most political and culture war words muted for years. Also muted anything obviously hateful, mean-spirited, etc. For me Twitter is quite nice and will continue to be useful until something 10x better replaces it. I'd love to see PPL be kinder to each other online, which would make Twitter a great experience for everyone. But I think private spaces will always be required while cruelty to the outgroup is celebrated. Are you asking a question legitimately, or axe grinding against Musk? I ask, because for those that follow tech companies and such, Jack Dorsey wasn't doing a bang-up job with Twitter either. The code was horrible, their processes were laughable, and Dorsey sold out to activist investors. It's always been teetering on unsustainable, and yet it somehow manages to persist. Feel like it's already became obsolete. It was always the point to kill Twitter. Difficult to control platform, and people with money and power don't like things they can't control. I may have actually been wrong about Threads being more popular than X currently. I guess it depends how you gauge popularity. Apparently Threads has slightly more daily active users, but X still has around double the monthly average users. So I just googled the monthly statistics for Twitter and Threads. From what I saw, Threads is roughly 200 users. I got conflicting results for Twitter from 340 million. Now I don't know about Threads, but I know for a fact a shit ton of users on Twitter are bots, and Twitter had a sudden drop in 2023 probably from Elon's BS, but it hasn't really continued that drop as most were expecting. So, from a user's perspective, it will be fine for a while yet, but from a money perspective it's fucked. Even if Twitter starts growing again, it will fall at some point because of the advertisers leaving and they don't seem to want to rejoin. That's not even taking into account the loss of Brazil and the potential loss of a good chunk of Europe if the rumors are true that he'd rather keep spewing propaganda and misinformation than change the site's rules. While we've seen Elon more than willing to make sacrifices to keep it afloat, it will get to the point that it becomes too much. But for the moment it's fine. It may take at least 5 years until Elon sells it or shuts it down. I guess being the richest person has more benefits than I thought, lol. The notorious Elon hypocrisy buy out Twitter, so people have more freedom to express themselves, proceeds to permanently ban anyone who opposes his views. It will become obsolete when someone makes something better. MySpace to Facebook, Facebook to Instagram. The market's yours, go get it, buddy. Ever heard of MySpace? I don't think we'd know since bot activity will remain even if everyone left. I think it's already becoming obsolete and irrelevant, especially after Musk's takeover and the changes he did to the site. It's much worse now objectively. Even technically it's full of bugs and absolutely annoying to use. It didn't even used to be like this even when it first came out. With Musk trying to force everyone to pay to use it's becoming increasingly irrelevant, as people and organizations move from it. From big corporations not wanting to be associated with a platform filled with Nazi propaganda to organizations not wanting to pay to have it integrated into their systems like it used to. You have to also remember that Twitter was losing ground just like FB to new social media platforms like TikTok before Musk came along. This trend hasn't stopped. The younger generation are more inclined to use TikTok than Twitter. The older social media platforms aren't keeping up. Instagram, FB and Threads are trying, but TikTok is still more popular with the younger generation. Zero chance. Most people in Brazil already migrated to Blue Sky because Twitter was banned here. No one here is missing Twitter tbh. Blue Sky is actually better than Twitter and Threads. You hate X and Elon Musk. Real hot take for Reddit. You can just not use it, I don't.